And is there a sense now that, to put it simply, that the world has kind of caught up with some of that energy and idea and the ideas that there were around in the late 70s? So suddenly, after seeming exiled and seeming on the outside of everything, you're probably more relevant and contemporary than you've been since then, in a way, because everything's caught up and they can understand the kind of thing you're doing now more than they could say in 1990 when things were going, they were veering well away from you. It's sort of come back round to who you are, really.
Yeah, well, I suppose that there was a time when we were incredibly fashionable. Then, of course, the obvious and the inevitable is you're incredibly unfashionable, and that would have been, as you said, in the 90s. And so I think enough time has gone by, and I suppose those kind of prejudices that were like in the 10 and 15 years afterwards of like, old hat, that's kind of been put where it belongs in the scheme of things. And that's like a blip. And this is the next blip, but there's a longer gap between the first blip and this one. And I suppose people are less bogged down by the baggage. I really think at the time when we were being dismissed and unfashionable, people were very aware of what had gone before, and maybe were desperate to be something apart from that. And around the time of the bands that were happening then, they were desperately trying to create the next punk or the next revolution. And of course, I don't think that they realised less how pointless and futile that notion was, and how almost impossible it was.
Well, you talk
because the environment then was so different, and you can't go looking for. It's my big. One of my only philosophies, you can rarely go looking for it. It usually finds you, and and it's a mutual accident. It's like chemistry. The chemistry of something happening is so dependent on the right temperature, the right timing, the right elements, and that time in the mid 70s, late 70s that happened, it exploded because of all those different things that were not planned. They just happened. It's like the Big Bang just happened. It wasn't someone weighing out and mixing things together to make the Big Bang happen. It happened,
and to an extent, as soon as it was named and tagged, it was over, wasn't it?
Well, it's a lead balloon then.
Punk,
it gave it concrete feet, didn't it?
Do you think now that you've given people a gift by almost saying, okay, I will now be Siouxsie Sioux, I will be, what kind of people
I will be Siouxsie Sioux, yeah. And but I'm certainly not going to be the kind of artist that I don't want to be seen as a personality. I won't be doing TV shows and no, I know I definitely don't want to be a personality. I don't want to. All I'm interested really is the music. And I know that when...
but as a brand name, it has freshened it, hasn't it?
I feel very positive and I suppose proud of the brand, because the brand is almost antithesis of a brand, which sounds a bit impossible to say, but the brand, to me, cancels itself out.